Hey guys, James Sain here. So if you use Zoom and you use PowerPoint, I have 2 tips to help improve your presentations. All right, so the first tip is if you're using screen share a lot, which when I do PowerPoints, I do the screen share, and I hide my toolbar in Zoom because it blocks part of the screen. Now, it doesn't block it for the students, it blocks it for me, so sometimes I can't see everything on the screen. And I want to start and stop sharing my screen. The reason I want to do that is because sometimes students will ask me questions, and I like to stop sharing the screen so that I can, and in Zoom I'm using the I believe it's called speaker view, so that when somebody's talking, there's a large screen of the student asking me a question, and then when I talk, there's a large screen of me, because I want to make that connection. Because if you're just in gallery view, or if you don't stop sharing your screen, the person asking the question, there's just a little tiny box, and it's hard to make that connection. So it's challenging doing the remote learning. Nothing takes the place of being with another person, with the student, with the teacher. And I want to see their eyes, I want to see their mouth, I want to see their face, I want to see if a light bulb's coming on, if they understand what I'm saying. And so that's why I quickly want to get out of screen share. And the Zoom keyboard, let me show you this here real quick. We'll switch over here on the Zoom. So here, this is just Zoom's support site with their Alt+S launches share screen window and stops screen share. And it says, note, it will only work when meeting control toolbar has focus. I don't know what that means. Meeting control toolbar has focus. I mean, maybe one of you are looking at that and say, oh, of course it means, and then fill in the blank for whatever it means. But so the problem I had in my last class, okay, I'm going to use Alt+S because I'm hiding the toolbar. I can't start and stop sharing my screen quickly enough. And so I'm doing Alt+S on the keyboard, and it's not stopping or starting the screen share. As you click around on different screens, I guess I take the control toolbar doesn't have focus anymore. So there's a way around that. So the way you get around that, you have to enable global keyboard shortcuts. So let me show you how that's done. Okay, so go to your Zoom window, and I can even do it while the meeting's going on. Here, click the settings button. Let me bring this over so that you can see it. Go to keyboard shortcuts, and well, I've already enabled it. So find your Alt+S. Start and stop screen sharing, click this box. So by default, it's unchecked. So you click on that, and then Alt+S will always start and stop your sharing, no matter whether you've clicked in or out of your PowerPoint presentation. That will make Alt+S always work. So that when you're doing something, let me bring up a PowerPoint presentation. And let's just say that we're talking about something, and see, okay, let me bring up a PowerPoint presentation. So let me Alt+S to share my screen. And then, so now you can see, you've been seeing it through OBS, but now I'm showing it through Zoom. So as I go to presentation view, and I've already had this set up the way I want, it pops up to the slide that I want. So if I'm talking about something, going through the slides, and somebody says, so there's acquired left ventricular outflow tract obstruction. Well, what does that mean? I can hit Alt+S, and I can, as they're asking a question, I can Alt+S out of the screen share so I can see them, so I can look at my big monitor. And then as I talk to them, and I talk about, outflow out tract obstruction, it means, and then go into the various things that it means, and I can see them and they can see me. And when I stop talking, and if they say something, then I have a large screen of them, because I'm using speaker view, that I can see if the light bulb is turning on. I can see if they have an understanding about what I'm saying. So that's why I want to quickly start and stop sharing my screen. And if if they say, oh, I need to see, what about this on the slide? I can hit Alt+S, and I can go back to the slide, and whatever slide it was, it can be, you're talking about this on table 10. Okay, this means, so it's just a quick way to get in and out, so that Alt+S starts and stops sharing my screen quickly. So that's what I like with the enable global keyboard shortcuts. So with the PowerPoint, what was happening, I would start my PowerPoint. So in Microsoft Office, and I have a subscription. Everything's a subscription these days. So when I use Presentation View, and as I said, I want to use Presentation View because I have animations. The animations highlight important things on the screen that, and for my students, they know if it's animated, if it's underlined, however it's animated, it's a potential test question or something I really want them to learn or know. And so let me show you, let me undo what was causing me problems. So under slideshow, let me turn back on, use presenter view. Let me go back to automatic. And let me go back to screen share. And so now I would be in Zoom and I'd say, okay, well, now I'm going to go to presenter view. And I would hit presenter view and it would go to this. Let's see what they call it. They call it presenter view and slideshow. So I would get this. It would just default. Well, you can't see, but the screen on the right is the slide I want them to see. The screen on the right is a broad, an enlarged slide of this particular slide. So this presenter view is for me so that I have my slide on my right screen. The slide on the screen that you're looking at now is the slide that's up, and this is my next slide. So if I need to know what my next slide is, and that can be helpful, that can be very useful in some situations. But I've taught this class a lot. I don't need to know what the next slide is. I know what the next slide is. So the way that you stop this from doing this is, let me get out of here, is that you go to your slide deck, you go under slideshow, and then you uncheck, use presenter view, and then the monitor. Hit the drop-down list and then pick the monitor where you want your slide deck presentation to start. And here I want it to be my primary monitor on my left, and my Zoom screen will stay up on the right. So now when I am starting a presentation, and I'm going to share my screen, Alt+S. Oh, I was already sharing my screen, sorry. So if I Alt+S and I start sharing my screen and then I go into presentation mode, now it just defaults the way I want it, and I don't have to tell myself, oh wait, sorry, I gotta swap displays. It doesn't add those unwanted distractions. It's a little unprofessional to kind of stumble through whatever it is you're trying to present. It's kind of unprofessional to be like, I don't really know how the technology works. It eludes me. So hopefully this helps. If you're using PowerPoint and Zoom, hopefully this helps make things a little more polished and make things where you can connect with your students a little better. All right, guys, if you like the information that I'm putting out, hit the like button. It would greatly help my channel. And if you found the information useful, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do, remember to turn on notifications so that you don't miss when the next video comes out. All right, guys, thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next video.